So I'm here at PDAC 2017 with Rick Rule, the founder and chairman of Sprott Global. Rick, good to see you.
Pleasure to be with you. Thank you.
So we're about 45 days off a Trump presidency. I know it's a little mundane. We've added $3 trillion to the value of the Dow. Is this a runaway train? Is this a bubble building? Where do you kind of see things going from here?
Ben Graham famously said, in the short term, the market is a voting machine. In the long term, it's a weighing machine. This is all perception around a narrative, which is to say that it is a reaction to something that's fairly irrelevant. Trump could do some good things. He will certainly do some bad things like all politicians do. The truth is he's picking 50 fights at once, which is not a great way to start an administration. If Trump were to be successful, he would pick 3 or 4 important things like the tax cuts and like deregulation and fight them through. My suspicion, picking 50 fights, is that he won't get much done. Now, really, a politician who doesn't accomplish much is my idea of a great politician, but it probably isn't many voters' idea of a great politician. With regards to the mining business, my suspicion is that if you're mining in the United States, his ability to reform regulation will be good, but mining's a very small part of the U.S. economy. Good for the miners, probably a neutral for the U.S. in terms of his mining legislation.
Price of gold, what do you think that does? Dollars running, I mean...
Confidence right now, U.S. dollar strong, so the price of gold probably is moderated as a consequence of confidence in the U.S. dollar. My suspicion is that continued problems in Europe will cause more euros to come into the United States, further strengthening the dollar. Looking further out, however, I think that mathematics overwhelms the narrative. The fact that we have $20 trillion in on-balance sheet liabilities, and if you take Mr. Trump at his word, not a good thing to do with a politician, the deficit will increase by $2 trillion per year. Ultimately, of course, arithmetic takes over. There's 2 ways out of that much debt. You either repudiate it honestly by renouncing it, or you repudiate it dishonestly by reducing the net present value of the obligation, that is, devaluing the currency. That, unfortunately, is very good for gold.
Yeah. So as far as equating to some of these juniors, should have a pretty good year, I would think.
Juniors have had 2 good years. I remember very few years in a 40-year career that were as explosive to the upside as 2016. That's explained, of course, by how bad a year 2015 was. It was a correction. But the truth is we're starting to see some good work being done by juniors. You always see them allocate capital more efficiently after they come out of 4 years with no capital. You allocate something scarce in good fashion. So the truth is that bear markets are better times to invest than bull markets. My suspicion is that we're about 1/3 of the way through this bull market. My experience has been that although the later stages of a bull market are riskier because the costs of entry are higher, the upside is more explosive because a bullish narrative replaces a bearish narrative. That's a very long way of saying that I think although it's going to be choppy, we have 2, 3, 4 pretty good years in front of us.
Rick Rule, what's the best way to follow you?
Go to our website, www.sprottglobal.com. Look for Sprott's Thoughts, which is our 3 times a week blog, and subscribe.
There you go. Rick Rule, PDAC 2017. Thanks, Rick.
Thank you, sir.